When it comes to harmony in particular, I recommend learning the melody first and foremost and hearing how the melody works against the chords that are underneath it. I mean, there's a lot of people who I think will kind of bash programs like iRealB, how they're not useful to like learning chords, but what they do is they give you an ability to have a rhythm section in your pocket that you can practice with at home. So if you learn a melody, just being able to hear how, like, if we take All of Me for instance, so like, even just something like that, it's kind of like, okay, there's like a triad in the C, then there's another triad in the E, then it's hitting chord tones. I mean, like, you look for the chord tones of where you are, and then once you know the melody and you kind of become a little more accustomed to the sound of things, and especially how they fit over chords, what you can do is you can start doing all of your scalar and arpeggio exercises that you've been doing for, however many years in your classical training, but tailor it to those particular tunes. So what I mean by that is, just so that you get comfortable, if we take the first four measures of All of Me, which I believe is like C major 7 or C6, and then E7, A7, D minor, something like that. So if I'm starting from bass 1, I've never improvised before, what I would probably do is just say, okay, the first chord is C major 7. So I'm just going to play that scale. Just all over the fingerboard, as many notes as I can fit in, both above and below. Like, because usually you'd start on C, but there's all these, you've got all those notes too. So maybe starting from G. And then I would move on to an E dominant scale. So, okay, same with A7. Just so you kind of get used to that sound, that sensation of moving from one tonal center to another, to another, to another. And then what you can do is, when you start getting really comfortable with those scales, you can look for the common tones in between them. So you can say, okay, in C, I have my C scale, then I have my E7 scale. So what are the common tones? E is definitely one. And B is also one. So what I would do is I would try to connect them. Use those common tones as a way to connect the scales. So I'd start in C, and then I'd go to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after you get really comfortable with the scales, you go through arpeggios, but all while trying to connect your ear to the underlying tonality of what's going on. Because as one of my, I had a teacher when I was in high school who, I was improvising on something, and he stopped me and he was like, what did you just play? Tell me what you just played. And I was like, I don't know what I just played. And he said, then why play it? And that was a moment where I was like, maybe I need to take more responsibility for knowing harmony. I can't just wing it anymore.